I'm Jason. I'm 48 years old, and for the last 25 years I've worked in the financial services sector, 15 of those as a successful investment advisor. I was a top performer, an annual award winner, a top producer. I've got a beautiful and loving wife, 2 amazing kids about to enter college, a waterfront cottage, a healthy retirement portfolio, and no debt. I coach my daughter's sports teams, I serve on the board of directors in many associations, and donated my free time to a lot of community causes. I was living the American dream. I am literally coasting to retirement with not a concern in the world. And then, the midlife crisis hit. Out of nowhere, I just started feeling miserable. I had a complete lack of fulfillment with life, just an absolute dread of getting out of bed, dread of going to work, no energy, no desire to be part of the community that I worked in, just absolute disdain for life. Complete sense of emptiness, ironically, despite knowing that I had everything that I was supposed to be working towards.
You know how much I sacrificed?
So what do you do at that point? Well, if you're the typical male with a complete lack of common sense, you get the divorce, you get the Corvette, you start wearing shirts that are way too tight for you. But unfortunately for me, I hate Corvettes. I absolutely love my wife, and I look absolutely terrible in anything smaller than a large. So, what do you do in that case? Well, you could throw away absolutely everything you've worked for, every sense of financial stability you might have, and walk away from your career and start investing in local businesses. But that would be absolutely ludicrous. It's also exactly what I did.
You serious?
When I started looking for the type of local businesses I wanted to buy, I really wasn't sure what I wanted. That said, I knew what I didn't want. Restaurants, food services, coffee shops, food trucks. Basically anything food related, I was not interested in. I have absolutely no experience. I hear nothing but horror stories. I'm told that the margins are ridiculously thin, and you could lose your business overnight based on a TikTok trend.
Mistake. I want to announce my mistakes up front.
Go ahead. This is not a mistake. No.
I also knew I didn't want to go into the short-term rental business. Well, I knew I didn't want to go further into the short-term rental business. I actually own a couple of short-term rentals and have for a few years. Those things are disasters. Not that the business itself isn't profitable, not that the business itself can't be sustainable, it's just dealing with Airbnb is like dealing with a fickle mistress. She could love you one day and the relationship could be over the next. And I really didn't have any desire to continue to investing into something that could disappear overnight because of a rule violation that you didn't even know existed.
Friendship over. Friendship over!
What about retail? Well, I'm not a big box store, and I don't have the means to be in the big box business. I also have absolutely zero creativity, and as such, I don't have a niche in which I can jump into a small little retail store and find a market in an already crowded space.
Raise a call. 7 o'clock on weekdays, midnight on Saturdays. Thank you.
So what does that leave? Honestly, not much. But after a whole lot of research, a whole lot of consulting with friends, families, and local community members, and a little bit of luck, I bought a laundromat.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
So the question I continually get is why a laundromat? And the answer is, I have absolutely no idea. When doing all my research, when looking at the available options to me, it was kind of the one that spoke loudest. It was something that I felt I could see myself doing. Customer interaction, tinkering with machines. It was something that I actually started to develop a bit of a passion for. A little bit of research, though, will tell you everyone has the passion for laundromats these days. If you spend 10 minutes on social media, you're going to see a plethora of individuals hyping up the laundromat sector. In fact, that's probably why you even ended up on this video. The reality is it is not what social media says. It is not a quick, simple means to passive income. It is not something that you can just pop into for a couple hours each week just to pick up coins. It's actually a business. And 30 minutes of actual research will tell you that it takes a lot more than just surfing on TikTok to make a little bit of money in this industry.
Can't believe we drove around all day and there's not a single job in this town. There is nothing, nada, zip. Yeah, unless you want to work 40 hours a week.
So that's the beginning of the story. A 48-year-old man doing everything that he's supposed to be doing, walking through an easy path to retirement, who throws it all away to buy an absolute dump of a laundromat at an absolutely ridiculous price. Where is that going to take us? I honestly don't know, but I'm excited for the journey. I'm excited to have you along as well. So if you're going through a midlife crisis much like me and looking to invest in stupid ideas in hopes of finding self-fulfillment, follow along, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.